Back in the game and well at the top, a king of the ring and calling my spots. I'm raising the bar to crank it a notch. I'm full of mistakes, cause life is a botch. Life can get brighter and brighter. I walk through that curtain, my levels get higher and higher. Studied the best, in this generation I'm next. Super Kid Party, no doubt we just hit a suplex. Hooker by crook, survive if I let you.
What's happening? What's going on, ladies and gents? All my good peoples, my fellow Botch maniacs in the building. It's your boy, the Prince of Botch, Dwayne in the building, right here with my ultimate oos, with the whole juice, tag team partner. Got all the moves you already know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about none other than that Gresh right there. You feel me? What's happening, Gresh? What's up, bro?
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. This is your king of sarcasm himself. It is your boy that does the most, the voice that does the most, I should say. Your boy Gresh. And yeah, what's good with you, brother? It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, brother. You know,
This is part two.
This is part two. Yes,
Part
we are.
two.
You know, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know. First and foremost, let me thank y'all for what's been a dope year off top in general. Life's a Botch podcast. I know we had some moments on and off a little bit due to some personal, but also music life things at the same time that made it very tough to balance the podcast a little more this year. We're working on that to bring y'all a more weekly consistent, because we have been consistent, but not as weekly as we want it to be and as we have been in the previous couple years. So my apologies on that, y'all. Y'all know I do music, and y'all know like things have been going like crazy. Also format things of just, you know, figuring out how we want to keep the show going and making it unique and interactive for you guys as well. So planning stages are definitely going on as this show gets ready to end, so that we can make sure 2023 is straight up what 23 is, a Jordan year, ladies and gentlemen. Myself and of course Gresh included, because again, if y'all don't already follow what my boy is doing, make sure y'all follow and tune in and keep it locked with Gresh Unleashed podcast, because they got some major moves coming for y'all in 2023 as well. So that includes our duos, you know what I'm saying? What we do as a duo when we come together. You know what I mean?
Trying to make
We
this a
always-
seasonal thing where
You feel me?
after every big show, we're gonna make it a cross promotion type.
You
of thing.
feel me? That's this is what we do. We do that consistently for y'all, man, because we personal bros, but we also like what we do for y'all as content creators. So with that said, this is our official end of the year part 2 show. If you have not heard or checked out part 1, make sure you head on over to the Gresh Unleashed podcast and you can check out our part 1 recap of 2022 in all things wrestling. We did our best to cover
A lot.
some things outside. Yeah. We, you know, whatever we didn't cover here, we're gonna try to cover through these set of categories that we came up with. Of course, there was an interactive one on Gresh's for a viewer's choice. I didn't get the chance to do a category for viewer's choice with y'all on this one, but going into next year when we do this again, we're going to do that as one big combined thing, so that way you guys can interact with us and let us know what y'all think on certain categories as well. With that said, though, man, this is going to be a fun one, like the last episode in part 1, man. So we brainstormed, we came up with our categories and nominees, and
Yes,
we ain't even going to waste no time for y'all, brother. We're going to get right into this thing. Gresh, you ready, my brother?
always and forever.
Always and forever, man. You know it, G. So we're going to kind of do the format the same way we did it on part 1. You know, we're going to flip-flop this thing, and I select a winner for said category. He selects a winner for said category, and we just go forth from there. And we got a nice split even number here. So that should be 4 for Gresh and 4 for your boy. And then we'll mention our honorable mentions based off each category. So
you want to do the head and tails and see who goes first?
let's do the head and tails and see who goes first, brother. It's only right.
Since it's your part, this is you get heads, I get tails, and we're gonna see who goes first. Like that's how we're gonna rotate.
Let's do it, brother.
And for those of you who are watching in video format, you can see me actually do it and not assume that I'm cheating. Let's go ahead, click it.
Click it.
Uh-oh. Heads it is, so that means you are first.
The heads, like the head of the table, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the podcast. So let's go. Y'all know what it is, man. All right, my brother. So first up, we got all right. So we're gonna go into this, and we're gonna start this off. First and foremost, we're gonna go in no particular order. We're just gonna do this randomized based off what we got in a good way. So we're gonna start this one off. With every wrestling talent, there is always, usually, depending on the stable or depending on the talent, depending on the gimmick, all that good stuff, there's usually a good valet, and or mouthpiece that follows a certain talent. So we're going to kick this thing off with manager of the year. I would say valet, but I just threw that word in the intro just because that's what
Or
they use.
advocate.
Advocate, yes, advocates as well. Advisor, advocate, all these things. So
Yeah.
they have many titles these days, which is a good thing. It's good to have these unique ones. But we're going to keep this at manager of the year. Again, we try to do our best to go promotion, but this is mostly AEW / Ring of Honor, I guess, and WWE for the most part. But again, when you guys react in the comments or wherever you want to react, if we left some names out, by all means, comment, let us know so that we can keep track on them going into next year for the category in this category. All right. Starting at the top, we've got nominees being Zelina Vega, Phantasma, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as y'all know. So we got Zelina Vega, we got Stokely Hathaway / Malcolm Bivens. So that means you got the firm right now, currently in AEW, and from his stint in WWE NXT when he was Malcolm Bivens with the Diamond Mind. Can't forget those infamous memes from Gresh with the towel. Gotta remember that. Wash it, ladies and gentlemen. Wash it.
Oh, Merry Christmas, ho.
Next up, we got the baller himself from the 305. You already know he is everybody's cool advocate, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about none other than MVP. And then, of course, speaking of advocates, we got the ultimate advisor and advocate, and also accompanied ear of the tribal chief, if I will, Paul Heyman, right? And then going into it, we got Prince Nana, right?
The embassy.
Of course. Embassy. I'm about to say, yeah, the embassy. The embassy. We don't see enough of them as much as we should unless you watch Ring of Honor. But I do like Prince Nana. His personality is quite hilarious. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Perfect blend. It is AEW Honor these days. But hey, we'll see how 2023 holds that one. But Tully Blanchard, of course, with FTR from his time being with them still at that moment. And then, of course, we got Scarlett with, Carrion's right-hand woman, if you will, accompanying him to the ring. Also, the voice behind his very theme song. And none other...
salesman.
You know it. And none other than William Regal. Blackpool Combat Club. Gentlemen, indeed. So, given the fact that I guess since I won heads of this one, that means I kicked this one off, right? So, this is quite a tough list. Quite a tough list indeed. I'm not going to lie. A lot of these managers have killed it in their own respective rights. If I had to choose based off what I see, I'm going to say that the winner of this category for 2022, it belongs to none other than Stokely Hathaway / Malcolm Bivens. Congratulations, sir. Here's your honorary trophy of the year. Yes, we still have the trophy, Gresh. We still have the trophy. This is for you, Malcolm Bivens / Stokely Hathaway, because hey man, you've taken a lot of lemons and made a lot of lemonade to drink out of these, my guy. You've been making it like crazy. So you, sir, win managerial role of the year. So next up, going in no particular order, we're going to go into Black Male Wrestler of the Year. So this one falls as to Black wrestling talents because there's tons of Black wrestling talent, male and female, out there on the indie scene, and those who are signed as well from other promotions. So with that, we just want to take this moment to acknowledge them for what they probably may not get enough acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Based off the fact that it's a constant grind. And we know there's politics in the wrestling game most times too. Yep. So sometimes you get the spotlight, sometimes you don't. It is what it is, right? So for that, I want to take this moment to highlight these. So here are our nominees for this category. We have Trick Williams from NXT, Carmelo Hayes from NXT, Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW, Ricky Starks, Absolute from AEW. And of course, we have a couple independent talents to throw in there, such as veteran A.R. Fox,
You learn.
independent up-and-coming talent Alex Kane, independent talent A.C. Mack, Ricochet from the WWE with his resurgence in his career as of late, Lucky Ali from Deadlock Pro Wrestling, and
Yes,
of
sir.
course, none other than Moose from Impact Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I am going to pass this thing over to Mr. Gresh and allow him to choose who he feels deserves this award. So Gresh, take it over, my guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been quite the year for Black talent this year because we've had so many incredible resurgences, as well as some people who have been carrying the load all the way from 2021 into 2022 to the likes of Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E, the entire New Day. Get well soon, Big E. We have so many people on the AEW side that's been there for a while, but they're just now getting to this point. So now we have to go from the absolute all the way to your he got next or he's him, as they like to say down at NXT. So many talent that we got to go to, but I got to give my props and my credit to, because this guy has been killing it on the big stage, whatever stage they give it to him, and I got to give it to the one and only Carmelo Hayes. I got to give it to my main man, Carmelo Hayes. That man has been killing it. He's been killing it.
Get your trophy.
He is about to enter into a feud with Apollo Crews next, and
Come
hopefully they get him to that NXT title
Come
next, and then the sky's the limit for that guy. And he was known as Christian on the Indies, but now he's Carmelo Hayes, so he's been killing it from what I've been seeing. So kudos to everybody who's been killing it. Your Powerhouse Hobbs, he's doing the researches himself. Absolute Ricky Starks, he's frying Chris Jericho on Dynamite, calling him an air fryer. You got so much talented people. You got Swerve and Keith Lee killing it as always. So much Black talent from the men's side. So kudos to all you, but the winner of this one is obviously he's up next, and he's him, Carmelo Hayes.
Come on now, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so amazing right there. And I just want to throw in an honorable mention on that one from an independent talent side of things. We're going to throw in our boy A.R. Fox, just in the fact that this man is literally a veteran in the game. He's been killing it for over 14 years at this point, like years in the game, just doing his thing. Well respected. We will be networking with him very soon because me and Gresh have some unfinished business going to his very wrestling school here in Atlanta. So don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. We will get to introduce y'all more to the A.R. Fox life soon. But shout out to you, man. You've been doing a lot, and we really appreciate what you're doing out there for your peoples. So with that, let's go ahead and go into our next category. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. What we know is we love themes. We love theme songs. I mean, part of the wrestling experience when you get up and you go support and you go to a crowd, you enjoy the interaction, but you can't wait for that special theme to hit. That one theme that you've been waiting to hear, because you're going to get off your seat and go crazy when that theme just hits. So we felt like, so many themes out there, so many dope themes, so many slept on themes. We tried our best to compile a list of theme songs based off the fact of fan reaction and just overall catchiness, so the fact that it can get stuck in your head. So with that, let's get into these nominees for Wrestling Theme Song of the Year. We have none other than Seth Rollins, Burn It Down, choir edition for Seth freaking Rollins.
All right.
Exactly. Right. We have Roman Reigns, head of the table, also known as the Bloodline. Exactly. Then we got our boy, none other than MJF's theme, Better Than You. So then we got Solo Sequoia, take it all. Oh no!
I'm taking
Oh
it all.
no!
Solo score. I'm taking it all.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
We the
Okay.
one.
Then we got none other than Bray Wyatt's recent new theme. You know,
Die for me, brother. Oh, 9
you know, so you know,
Start off like a choir and then starts asking people to die for him. So, the whole 9.
Then we have from AEW FTR's Dark Side of TR.
All right.
Okay, and then next up, ladies and gentlemen, I know you might have forgot about this person, and I promise you when he's back, he will make sure you never forgot about him. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Adam Cole, baby. It's all about the boom.
Adam Cole, baby.
You know it's all about the
boom. Yeah.
Oh, and then of course, this is definitely Gresh's number one favorite. I'll never forget how crazy he went for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we got none other than Keith Lee. I am.
Who am I?
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee. I'm the frying pan and
Into the fire.
I am. I am. I am. Oh,
you know, oh man, that theme never gets old. I'm not even gonna lie, it never gets old, ladies and gentlemen. So then we have none other than Swerve, former tag team partner of Keith Lee, with Big Pressure. Swerve's house.
Garbage, top rope, catch fire, catch your foot when I drop, big pressure, I'm fly, ain't no wind, bust a fire, yeah, I swerve when I drop, I swerve when I drop, I swerve when I drop, you lost your mind, top.
All right, then next up we got none other than you can't get more patriotic than this, ladies and gentlemen. We got Cody Rhodes, the Kingdom.
Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
You know, so
my father said.
And then of course we got Samoa Joe's AEW theme, ladies and gentlemen. Joe.
All his theme songs make you bop, so
they really do. I mean, you could tell he has an eye and a say so in his themes. He's like, yeah, you know how that goes. It's got to bang, brother. And of course, we got Gresh's other favorite theme, you know, the one that fans love to mess up most times. You are beautiful on the inside. You are innocent personified. And I will drag you down. Run away. I am gone in December snow. You know, so hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got Chris Jericho, Judas. Oh man, and then we can't forget our final nominee of this category, none other than Bryan Danielson, Born for Greatness.
Throw your hands up. Put your hands up. Have you heard the remix? I gotta sing the link to the remix. It's Fetty Wap and Mozzie.
Yes, I would like to hear that remix. That sounds very interesting. That's an interesting mix.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, "This is random as hell." But when I heard it, it was like, "Yo, this is." I wouldn't mind seeing him come out to this.
Hey,
Have
okay.
AEW book Mazza and Faded Wild to wrap him to the ring.
All right, brother. So was this one? This is your turn or my turn on this one? This is my
This is
turn.
your turn. Your
My
turn.
turn.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
with our entrance theme song of the year, boy, is this a tough one. One would say, based off the way we reacted, you would think there's one I'd select here based off how we reacted when we did some of these. But oh man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie. I hope I don't get kicked out the bloodline for this. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to go with none other than Seth freaking Rollins. Burn it down, ladies and gentlemen. Like I can tell from Gresh's reaction. Listen, Seth, bro. Listen. I gotta give you the keys, man. Like this theme song has resurrected your whole career, my guy. This and these outfits. Between that and these
Definitely the
outfits,
outfits.
your career resurrected from what they did to you years prior, man. Because, dude, the fact that you make this whole crowd catch on and sing this, and you just do the whole choir
And I like
dance
that since
movements,
he's turned babyface, he doesn't slap hands; he does the spirit fingers.
legit, yes.
So instead of clapping hands like a babyface, he's like, ah, ah.
Now I think he did kind of clap hands a little bit, but that was in the live show last night. He did kind of some hands. He did kind of clap a little bit, but he
Yeah.
did do the spirit fingers too. But you know,
He's like, ah. But when
yeah,
he on TV, he'd be like, hey,
yeah.
hey, I'm not touching your hand, but hey.
I love it, man. I love it. So shout out to Seth Rollins taking home the entrance theme of the year because boy, that thing definitely hits. So keep that. Don't change that. Let that keep on rolling from here, baby. So let's get into our next category. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take this thing to we're gonna keep that same energy with entrances here. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go. Speaking of entrances, see, a lot of times it's not just the theme that makes the entrance, but it's the individual that makes the entrance and how you make that entrance very memorable, if I should say, because you got to own the theme too now. You know, the theme can't just make you. You got to make the theme just as much as it makes you. And if you coming out and that theme ain't, you know, I mean, the theme may go over with the crowd, but if you ain't making it work, like my boy Seth, you know, directing the crowd, you know, like doing your little jitter movements and everything, it's not gonna work the same. It's just at that point your theme's more over than you are. You got to be over with the theme, baby. So, with that being said, we came up with this category of entrance of the year because of the fact that we felt like the nominees in this category actually owned not only their theme but their entrance, and they made it very memorable for this year. So, nominees in this category are none other than Jade Cargill's She-Hulk entrance at AEW All Out 2022, Bianca Belair HBCU entrance at WrestleMania 38, Ricky Stark's All Out entrance, and then of course we got the entire bloodline, the whole shebang, just the aura of coming out with your honorary Uce, the whole family to be able to just throw those ones up and the generate reaction you get the moment you hear that intro. And then we got the Elite's Full Gear return entrance at Full Gear of 2022. We have Pat McAfee's SummerSlam entrance with Bum Ass Corbin with the whole choir stood in fact. Just be prepared. There's a couple of SummerSlam ones in here just because we were personally there live. So, of course, we saw a lot of these grand entrances live. So, Street Profits catering to the Tennessee Titans in Nashville Stadium, you know what I'm saying? Nissan Stadium with their Tennessee Titans cheerleaders coming out with the Tennessee Titan inspired Street Profits gear, letting them know they bringing the swag, baby. Bringing the swag to Nashville. Then we got Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania entrance with all the pyro included, ladies and gentlemen, from the ring all the way to the ramp. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Boom! You know what I'm saying? Cue theme. And then, of course, we have Mickey James's Royal Rumble entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, why is that in there? Because of the fact that it was not her typical WWE cheerleader theme. This was her Impact Wrestling theme, Hardcore Country, a theme that I believe
Country.
she sings herself as well. So, yeah, that was very grandiose because not only did she come out with the Impact Women's Championship, but she also came out with her Impact Wrestling theme in the process. So, definitely have to throw that in there because of the historical fact behind that. And then we have Bray Wyatt's reintroduction at Extreme Rules with his newfound eerie like entrance. So these
As a
are
tribute to Brody.
indeed. So we have our newfound categories for entrance of the year. So I'm passing this one over to my brother Gresh to let y'all know who do y'all have. Who do you have, Gresh?
Yeah, so many nice lists. Bray Wyatt's return was it broke the internet for a good minute because it was very well put together with the QR codes and all the stuff that I gave up halfway through because I'm not gonna keep pausing and rewinding to scan QR codes. I don't give a shit. And
Facts.
then all the way to what we saw live in person. The entire experience of SummerSlam was good. It didn't even feel that long. That's the beauty behind it. It was a fun experience.
Mhm.
But just because of the essence of the importance of this entrance happening, I got to give this entrance of the year to none other than the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, at WrestleMania with the
Yeah.
HBCU
Look at
entrance.
that. There you go, Bianca.
But
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
got to because simply with the fact that she put a local black college on the stage like that everybody saw, and it added so much to the entrance. Like I already like her "I Never Needed You" at all theme song, but that added the essence of a live band added to that entrance, and the way that she was like just skipping down the ring, and the fact that she skipped down that long ramp and had a long match to boot, a brilliant match to boot. The entire presentation for Bianca for that night and this year in general has been top notch. So
Mm.
got to give it to the HBCU entrance for Bianca Belair. Don't get me wrong, Bray or Bloodline. Yeah, I was gonna get it, but the importance of that entrance happening meant a lot more than throwing up the ones and dying for
Mhm.
me, brother. So yeah.
Agreed, man. Agreed. I honestly don't even have an honorable mention on that one. I mean, as much as I did love all those other entrances as well, the importance of just seeing that was great. Even when watching back the reaction with her and her husband, and her talking about the fact that, just like me being a Tennessee resident, one thing about Tennessee with the HBCUs and the Tennessee community is that a lot of times you're probably growing up in those neighborhoods where those schools are. And she just talked about how hearing that band just brings back her nostalgic childhood of like growing up and hearing the band practice and just hearing it every single time. And how growing up, that was the thing. You either wanted to be in sports or you wanted to be in the band. And that aura of what marching bands do, man, is all the reason why marching bands always, as a former marching band individual, that right there always has a place in my heart as well.
Play the
So
saxophone, alto, and tenor myself. So
yes, sir. You
I
know it,
already
man.
honestly, I feel like every black household at least had one band member
Oh,
in
for
some way,
sure,
shape, or form.
for
So
sure,
whether
for
you
sure.
was a drum major, saxophonist,
Color guard,
color guard, whatever you were, somebody was there in your household that was in the band. So shout out
legit.
to that entrance, indeed.
I love it. I love it. So, moving on, let's see. Let's get into our next category here. This is gonna be really, really fun. We're gonna do our indie theme song of the year. So we're going to show some love to the independent wrestling world while keeping it on the subject of themes here. We're going to go into the independent universe. Now, in the independent world, some things are a little bit different when it comes to theme songs. They kind of get to have more free range. They get to choose something that just fits what their character persona is, or something that just fits what they want to represent when they come out, right? So
Dude.
something to set the tone, set the mood, and it usually just makes or breaks. So you may have a custom, you may have literally just a mainstream or independent song from an artist that they really enjoy that fits what their character is and what their aura is. So our following nominees for this category, we have Calvin Tankman, his theme coming out to Tupac's Hail Mary. Home with me. Hail Mary, we are one quick see. Can you hear now? Do you want to ride or die? Na 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 na. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. We got Andrew Everett's theme coming out to my boy, none other than Big Crit. Crizzle, baby, multi to the sundial. Big Bang. I got Big Bang. In a month, ain't gonna game, but I still get shine. And I love for a hater, and I block me, try to stop me, but I still can't block my shine. I got love for these haters. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
I got shining on rerun. On rerun.
I get shining on rerun. Yeah. Big Bang. So, ladies and gentlemen, Big Bang by Big Crit. And then, of course, we got shout out to my boy Shoot Taylor, also known as Blake Lee, winning AEW. We got Shoot Taylor coming out by Block Boy JB's Shoot, Shoot, Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Hey, I was like, all right, we're gonna leave it at that. But y'all know what it is, man. Then of course, shout out to my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? My boy, you know how to throw you in here, man. We got to get you back on the show, back on the podcast, JT. But my boy, JT Funk with JT Funk You Up, aka Uptown Funk from Bruno Mars and the crew. Uptown Funk You Up. Uptown Funk You Up. You know what I'm saying? So so, and then of course, can't forget my boy out there in New Japan. He was out here when he did this in Battle Slam, so it's fitting to throw him in there for this too. My boy Kevin the Jet Knight with G-Unit. What? We in here, but we can get the drama popping. We don't care. It's going down because I'm around. 50 Cent, you know how I gets down. What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, thug? What up, gangsta? What up, blood? Ladies and gentlemen, 50 Cent with What Up, Gangsta by my boy Kevin the Jet Knight. So, passing this thing over to my boy Gresh. Let's say, hey, man, wait, is it my turn? It's my turn. It's my turn. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my turn. See, that was a botch on my part because I was like, yeah, Mario, he just picked. That's right, my turn. So, oh boy, this is an interesting list. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a very interesting list. And if I had to really select from this list of individuals on who had the independent theme song of the year, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna give this one to my boy Andrew Everett. Because he got Big Bank, ladies and gentlemen. I got Big Bank, blessed up, love. Hey, and I still get shine. I got love when these haters on the block try to stop, and they still they can't stop my shine, baby. Oh, I got shine on rerun.
When he came out of that, I was like, wait a minute. Hold on now.
I love that song, boy. Hey, I'm gonna bump that tonight, man. I'm bumping that on the way to work, boy. Let's go. Shout out to Big Crizzle, man. I got to see that boy in concert this year. That's what I'm talking about. He performed that song too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he sure did. He did perform that song. So it's perfect. It's just perfect. It's perfect. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into our next category. Yeah, we're gonna get into our next one, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna keep this on a music tip. There's a nice little music theme going on around through here lately. So we got another little music one going for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fitting to pass this one to Gresh because Gresh is responsible for a lot of what this category has made up today. And we're gonna hope to do more once we figure out more people that do what they do in this category. We can name a couple. But here we have Wrestling Freestyle of the Year. This is where pretty much an independent artist or a locally known artist takes his wrestling fandom and gets creative with it and takes his lyricism and puts it to a popular theme song that just is waiting to have lyrics written to it to give you a nice twist or a nice remix on the portrayal of said character, or maybe just paint their own little story based off that theme song. So, the nominees on this one, we have EO Sky by Highlight Reel, from the
Never heard of
Tokyo remix. Yeah, heard of that guy too.
him.
We have Somebody's Gonna Get It remixed from Mark Henry's theme by none other than Highlight Reel.
He's such a
Collab
talented
with Gresh
individual.
Unleashed. It sounds like a nice, interesting collab there.
Mhm.
We have Bobby Lashley's Almighty remixed theme by none other than Highlight Reel from a guy named Gresh as well.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
many, such a talented individual.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. And then we got Jazz with the
Jazz.
freestyle from an OG Jazz by Highlight Reel and Gresh Unleashed. That's an interesting collab there. And then of course we got our boy Josiah Williams with Russell Flow, episode 44 with Roman Reigns. So Gresh, sir, out of these categories,
this is a list of this is a category of talented individuals, which you guys should most definitely check out. Highlight Reel, such a talented individual. Gresh, he grinds more than a lot of people probably should in this game.
legit.
And Josiah Williams, boy, that dude is talented beyond belief. The work ethic that man put in. Whew.
Come on,
But
man.
I gotta for this one, we gotta go. So many catchy songs, but we gotta go with the one that kind of still is catchy to this one, and that is none other than Almighty. The Bobby Lashley freestyle by Highlight Reel and Gresh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
when I get them to it, oh so mighty.
Yes.
I do it. Oh so my hurt lot, hard to block, cause it's also my highlight with this life feeling all my tea.
That's right. I should have did that one because I forgot he don't flex like that when he do that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was
he
a
didn't
fun
put no
one.
powder in his hand and just started.
Yes.
He did that
almost
yet.
LeBron like that would be dope if he did that. Yeah,
like
that
that.
would be. We need to tag him and pitch him in that. Maybe he might try that out next time. We never know. You never know. But hey, just an idea, man. Try it out. See if it works.
Powder. Like you can pull it in this pocket and just draw something like bow, bow, bow.
I don't know. He might feel like he's biting Big E though, because remember what.
Oh yeah, Big E used to do that too. Well, he ain't did it. I mean, since 2021 when he won the title, Intercontinental title, and then that was it.
That's true. Oh, that's worth a shot. It might find a way to do something.
He could do it at a live event where nobody really like would care. So
yeah, true. That's true. Just to see if it pops. But yeah, no, that was a great one. That was one of the top tier
great.
They were. But shout out to y'all for just reacting to that one in general, just because it was fun to do something to that. The energy of the time of when he like caught on to how much he was really loving that theme and how people were starting to love the aura of it. Doing that one was probably one of the most fun freestyles, just because it was fun to be able to be like, okay, how creative can we get with this one? Let's see. And just like play around with it. Even recording it was just a fun experience. So it was like, all right, shout out to you guys that rock with our freestyles. We're gonna have a whole lot more for y'all. Hopefully we can find other people, because I didn't want this to really be so Highlight Reel Gresh dominated, but all we knew was Josiah, our boy, who also grinds like us and does it. So hopefully
he hasn't really been releasing a lot this year.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're on the hunt. There's so many people I'm coming across on TikTok. Just haven't had really time to sit down and listen to this, because there's some people who I feel like if they keep going and really, I guess you could say, polish their audio quality, because sometimes the audio sounds a little spotty. But and this is coming from an engineer who's been in the game for nearly 14 years at this point, but professionally for 12 years. I've been doing it professionally for 11, 12 years. So my critique actually makes sense. So once you guys polish your audio, that's the reason why I can work well with Highlight, because he he takes his audio seriously. Like the audio that you hear right now is not the audio that he uses for his recording. He uses a whole different setup. So, and
Legit.
that's the way. And as this year, I invested in my audio, so my audio the quality has increased as well.
For sure.
And going on, it's going to continue on to next year. So I always
Legit.
tell people, like, as an artist, make sure your audio quality is top notch if you can. Like
Hmm.
sometimes you can start where you can. You can start on your phone, you can start on that, but make sure your audio quality is top notch. And that's your free knowledge from me.
Totally agree. Also, I'll throw in a little free nugget as well, man. Never be afraid to invest in yourself with what you see, man. Do what you got to do. Research it. Trust me when I say there's a thing called Sweetwater. It's your best friend. Okay, they give you the
Sweetwater,
best
Guitar
starter.
Center, all these
Especially
places.
Sweetwater the most though, because they typically usually have the better discounts most times.
Yeah, if you're starting, but
Yeah,
if you don't, if you got to get to the point where you don't mind throwing money, Guitar
mhm,
Center is your go-to. But
for sure.
Sweetwater is especially if you're starting, you got
Hmm.
a budget.
Yeah,
That's your
like
that's your
that.
best bet.
Yeah, man. Set that up. Get what you need. Shoot, even my equipment's gonna be upgrading going into next year, so we're gonna get y'all even more high quality everything as much as we can, just to make sure. Hopefully, get a new camera so we can get y'all some video to match it. For the ones where we want to probably do like a in-person video versus just taking clips of wrestlers, and maybe just do kind of like what our boy Josiah does. Maybe I'll just get in front of the camera and do some, displaying the lyrics. But either or, man, yo, shout out to you guys. Thank y'all so much for supporting us when we do this, because we're gonna bring them and we're gonna keep them coming. Black History Month as well around the corner again. We'll be having some
Again,
more black themes, uh, and of course at the top of the year we got some in the bank that didn't even drop to y'all this year that will be coming out. So y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got a lot coming for y'all real soon. All right. So
all right.
with that, let's go on into our next category, man.
Yeah, because we're almost done. So
We're
if you
almost
guys ain't,
done.
you're almost
Yeah.
done.
I
So
ain't got long, man. Look, we told you we were gonna keep it real short for y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in with us. We only got about two categories left here.
yep.
So let's get into we showed our black male wrestlers some love. So now it's time to toss it over to the ladies and give them their roses and flowers as well, because you have a lot of black wrestling talent in all forms out there, man. So we're gonna go through our list now. I'm not gonna lie, this was a bit tough to create. So I really hope, I know there's other wrestlers I wanted to include in this. One being Jada Stone, but she's still very, very young in the game, so she's not quite established enough just yet. But keep your eyes on Jada Stone. Trust me when I say she is well on her way. Like, what I mean? That girl in the next 2, 3, 5 years, even, she's gonna be a problem. So y'all watch out for Jada Stone. Check her out on your list. I would have put her on this list, but not quite ready just yet. Not yet. But um, man, listen, all I can say from when we did this list, I need my sign talents in those higher promotions. I'm gonna need y'all to push some more black female talent, please, because this was a struggle. Okay, this was a struggle, a little bit
We
of a
we didn't
struggle.
bother putting Bianca Belair on here because she already won overall superstar and yeah,
As same with Jade Cargill, she was
she
not on this list because she's already in her own way established the way. I mean, it's to the point where it's getting boring because we need to push her some more in some other ways,
and
right?
some more, give her some more meat to chew into, not the
Right.
same old squash. Because I've said this before on my show, your show, everybody's show.
Mhm.
Squash matches get boring after a while.
They do. They really do.
And you can be a prominent talent, a dominant talent, but after a while, we get bored. That's
Ask
and
Goldberg.
As Goldberg, literally like halfway through his squash matches, like when I look back, like if I ever do like retro reviews and all that stuff, most of those squash matches I'd be forgetting all about because you see one squash match, you see them all. Same thing with Braun Strowman when they was pushing him solo post Wyatt family. Same thing with the Viking Raiders when they didn't know what the hell to do with them. They gave them squash matches. You can only do
Nia
Omos.
Jax.
Omos as well. Nia Jax, squash matches. It's only so many squash matches we can take before we just be like, all right, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they
Agreed.
can do. So give them something to digest their meat into. So hopefully they do that with Jade Cargill.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they do that with more prominent black talent. Because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we give everybody their props, but we want to make sure we shine a special light on the black talent. And
Mhm.
you're not really giving that much because me and Highlight already made that point. Roman Reigns has not faced one black talent for the WWE title or Universal
Crazy,
title since he's been champion.
crazy, y'all. And I know y'all thinking, what about Bobby? Nope, they've never been
They never
prominent.
faced for the title, not an official title.
Not once, ladies and gentlemen. So that
But we're gonna give our props to the ladies
to the
that we have
ladies.
on this category.
Let's do this thing. So going into this category with Black Female Wrestler of the Year, we have Athena from AEW. Uh, we have Willow Nightingale, who was mostly independent through this year, but is now recently signed with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
We have my girl Tasha Steeles from Impact Wrestling. I see you, Tasha. I can't wait till they see you on a more mainstream level with it to those non-Impact watchers because, girl, you are just waiting. You talk about a Sasha Banks type. Tasha Steele's got all those qualities, same type of build, same type of athleticism, and I mean it just fits. So Tasha Steele's, and I can't forget about her right hand muscle as well. Miss Savannah Evans. Good Lord. Yes, Savannah Evans, you as well. Bangers. Okay. And no, and I'm talking about from a powerhouse standpoint, that lady right there is waiting, just waiting. So yeah, wait till she get. I'm gonna call WWE probably gets a hold of her before anything else, but we'll see. We'll see. Then we have Naomi. We threw Naomi in here because even though before the walkout she had a couple of prominent matches that were standout. One with Charlotte, and of course the other being with Rhea Ripley. And then of course, like I said, I just feel like she's not getting talked about as much, even with the walkout. I know we've been talking a lot about Mercedes, where she's going, what she's doing, but nobody seems to be acknowledging Naomi. And it's like, hey, man, Naomi's just as talented and she's out here too. So just know, I want to make sure we're keeping that same energy if we just so happen to see her at a Royal Rumble. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying. I'm just saying. If we see her pop up at a Royal Rumble, don't be like, no, oh man, that's Naomi. Like, nah, we better be seeing that when she made that return with the fro, that one Royal
Mm-hmm.
Rumble, and how everybody was reacting. I better see something 10 times better than that. Just saying. But we also threw in shout out to Janai Kai on the independent scene. Why she has not been signed with anyone, I have no idea.
No
Point
clue.
blank. They've put her in a lot of squash matches.
I've seen her in DPW. Now I'm gonna tell you that's right now. If you watch DPW, you see how much I praise DPW. She's been killing it in there too. The
Mm-hmm.
times that she's been there, she ain't been there often. But the
Mm-hmm.
times she's been there, she's been giving. She ain't been in no squash matches. She been kicking people's heads off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
she
She's going.
deserves to be on this category.
She deserves it for sure, man. And we got her coming up on the show pretty soon, just as a little hint. So y'all be looking out for that in the future. We'll have her on where she can make her case more of why, you guys should get to know Janai Kai if you haven't already. So with that, our final nominee in this category belongs to none other than what most called the beast at one point. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say we look at her outside of the fact because she's shown so much more personality other than what they tried to make her at the first go round in her first earlier runs. Miss Nyla Rose from AEW. So without
That's you.
further ado, this is me. So man, I'm not even gonna lie. This one's tough, like hella tough, man. In all honesty, whew, boy. You know what, man? I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna show the independent some love. I'm gonna give this one to Miss Janai Kai. Janai Kai deserves this one. Janai Kai,
Yeah.
listen. In my mind, listen, not only have I had the pleasure of seeing you wrestle twice in person this year, I've spoken to you outside of here. We've connected. Like I said, we're gonna have her on the show very, very soon. But with that, Janai Kai deserves these honors because again, like I said, she's been out here killing it. Shout out to my boy Benny Blanco, who also made his case of why she needs to be literally out here signed to somebody. Okay, because
Somebody.
somebody like sign her because she is murdering the game right now, and She's putting in that work.
She got the
Also,
character that you don't really see everywhere.
this is true. And I just thought about it. How dare I? I've also had her on the show, and forgive me for not including you in this, especially since you come out to one of my theme songs that I created for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also throw in my honorable mention here. Someone that has also been in the ring and had bangers with Janai Kai, none other than Miss Trish Adora. Ladies and gentlemen, also on that independent side, why she's not signed to anyone yet, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but there's a lot of dope black talent out there. So Trish Adora, you also get your roses and flowers. You've been on the show. If y'all haven't heard that episode, make sure y'all go into the archives, check out my episode with Trish Adora, get to know her, and go check out her matches because she is fire. Okay. With that, that leads our final category, and this is fitting to give to Gresh.
Oh God.
This is so fitting. Ladies and gentlemen, are y'all ready? Like, hold on, let me do this. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? There. For the thousands in attendance and the couple millions watching online, let's get ready for the final category.
I'm about to say I ain't sucking nothing.
No, not in this one. No. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have, y'all know the show. Y'all know the title. I mean, it's in the title. You can't have this category because you gotta have it. It's the title of the show. Life's a Botch podcast. You can't get any better than Life's a Botch because life is literally that, full of botches. And ladies and gentlemen, has 2022 seen its fair share of botches. I mean, like a fair share of botches. So many that this category really overflowed because shoot, too many to count. Still some I probably left off this list, ladies and gentlemen. But
run it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are our nominees for Botch of the Year. Coming up first, ladies and gentlemen. Man, where's that theme song for Benny Hill? We might need to run that in the background a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than Kofi Kingston at the Royal Rumble this year with his infamous eliminations that we know. Normally, Kofi gives us something spectacular with the Royal Rumble where he tries to stay alive. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this time it was such a blunder that when he did his usual spot that he's kind of actually done before, ladies and gentlemen, hopping on the barricade. But essentially, this could be a set of maybe it's age, time does tell, when you've done this so many times, which is why I don't know why they never gave Kofi a Rumble win in the first place. If you're asking him to do this all the time, of course it's going to wear out because you're using him as a prop spot. But unfortunately, when Kofi went to the barricade, it got to the point where it was so obvious that both feet hit the floor, they couldn't even play it off to make it seem like he did not touch the floor.
They didn't even think to cut away.
It was very obvious that his feet hit the floor when he hit that barricade. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was an obvious elimination and there was nothing they could do about it. And it was very awkward in how that went about too, because unfortunately it was like, is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and I think because he got eliminated, they had to rethink a lot of spots on the fly.
Unfortunately. So, Kofi, I'm sorry, man. We had to throw you in there for that one. It's no fault of yours, but at the same time, it happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got our next category. Our next nominee here. There was a certain return that came, and it was rumored, and it happened on a Monday Night Raw. A guy who is a monster among men by the name of Braun Strowman, ladies and gentlemen. And so let's see, it was a random tag team turmoil kind of thing going on where this man suddenly comes out and he does his usual Braun Strowman gimmick. The crowd was crazy, like, oh man, Strowman's back, cool, yes. Fun to see. And then he wounded up the old Strowman Express. The old Strowman Express, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, it was derailed by his own feet. As in the process of him going around the ring as he usually does, he slipped, he fell, Caught himself, got back up to only then kind of somewhat rerail the train running into Otis through the barricade. But ladies and gentlemen, Strowman and Express definitely had a nice derail. All right, so way to come back, Strowman. Way to come back. Now we have, oh man, Sammy. Ah, yes. Sami Zayn, ladies and gentlemen. We have a segment that he had with Roman Reigns where he was backstage and Roman basically asked him of a favor that he needed to do in order to get rid of Drew. And Sammy uttered the words, "Oh yeah, I'm all in his head. I'm in his head. I'm dancing around. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." And he just literally uttered some things that really did not come off all that right, unfortunately. And it forced the Usos to break character backstage where they could help pause and laugh because of the phrasing behind everything Sammy was saying in honor of Drew McIntyre. And yet, pause, ladies and gentlemen. But Sammy, you're Sammy, man. What do you expect? Actually, we got Sammy in a couple of these things. But, ladies and gentlemen, none other than WrestleMania 38, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, granted, this is not a botch of his, more so the person taking this. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have the infamous Vince McMahon cell of the Stone Cold
So bad that they had to edit it in the promos afterwards.
Where it was like, what in the world are you doing, Vince? Why are you this? When you mark it back to the original Stone Cold Stunner, some things just never change, Vince. And
they got worse.
Way worse. So yeah. Sorry, Vince. It was very inevitable you had to retire after that point. But let's go on forward to Nikki Cross on a random Monday Night Raw where she won the 24/7 championship from Dana Brooke, only to then go backstage in her new re-emerged crazed gimmick where she throws away the 24/7 title in the trash, or at least so we thought, only for it to have missed the trash completely and topple into the ground and obviously break into pieces because it's shattered. And therefore, that was the last and only time we ever saw that 24/7 title since.
She didn't care.
No one
cared. No one cared. So,
unfortunately, I do know one person that cared.
Dana Brooke.
No. My boy R-Truth, rest in peace, man. You wanted your baby back and she's no longer there, man. So your baby is now deceased.
Shattered, done.
But forever holds in your infamous reigns, though. Hey man, that will always be made. Yeah, it will always be made by you, my brother. So rest in peace for the 24/7 title. Moment of silence in this.
All right.
That's all. That's it. Okay, so going on to the next one. Here's one that Gresh probably didn't even notice. I didn't notice this for sure until I was like, wow, I did not see that. I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, this one goes none other than Cora Jade in her heel turn on Roxanne Perez.
The skateboard?
The skateboard.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I bust out laughing. I said, was it supposed to break?
Ladies and gentlemen, Cora Jade attempts to hit Roxy Perez with her skateboard, only for it to shatter before
in her hands. Literally, just say, I'm like, ooh. She tried to play it off, but it didn't work, baby.
It did not work. It's just like, well, sorry.
It shattered like your spine does when Braun Breaker get done with you. But anyway,
on to our next botch of the year. Like I said, we got a lot for this one, but Penelope Ford in a infamous street fight that she had, she does a moonsault off the top rope, and her knee literally hits Take Hunty directly in the face on the table. Yep, Gresh is thinking. He's like,
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
If you look it up, it was very, very infamous botch. Unfortunately, but hey, it happens, people. It happens. Going on to our next one, our boy Sami Zayn, mousetrap malfunction in his jackass match at WrestleMania 30.
It wasn't even really. It didn't really come off as a botch because that was such an entertaining match.
It really was.
I need to go watch that today, actually.
But the whole finish of what was supposed to happen with the mousetrap actually malfunctioned and was supposed to, lock in on him, but it did not. So he just had to play it off like he was stuck, and the rest is history. But again, as you mentioned, that match was so entertaining. It wasn't one of those you really even paid attention to anyway. But a botch is a botch, y'all. So even when you catch those little things you miss, you just go back and be like, oh wow, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this could possibly be the winner of this category. But ladies and gentlemen, we have the entire 2022 Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
The entire damn thing.
Entire Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Both matches.
Every
the booking of the entire show. The theme songs of the entire talent. You name it. It was a botch fest, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this show, it sucked.
That entire show exposed Def Rebel, exposed Vince McMahon, exposed Shane McMahon, exposed everybody. Because so much blended together and not in a good way.
Yes, that was horrible. All right, and then the last two categories, or the last two people in this category, nominees in this category, we have Top Dollar's Suicide Dive on Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh my god!
Ooh, after so many weeks of him teasing, and
the sad thing is, he hit that with perfection when he was in the Indies. After he got fired the first time. I've seen footage of him hitting it with no problems.
Yeah, they said he can hit it, and he can. Now, what happened in this moment, ladies and gentlemen?
He said his leg went out. I'm pretty sure it possibly did, because sometimes he didn't really get enough speed anyway. If you looked at how he built up, he was not going to touch anything. He was not going to fly off anything. He was exhausted. Let's be real. He was in the middle of a match. He was exhausted. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just telling you from what I looked at. Yeah, it was. I wouldn't have been able to clear that, and I got hot for days. If you don't have enough momentum, you're done. I've seen people do that before, where they had no momentum and they just. And shout out B-Fab for hyping them up, though. She tried.
Yeah, she tried. So, brother,
what's the last one?
The last one would be none other than Liv Morgan's infamous crossbody to the table dive on Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah,
it was a random spot. Raquel was out of place. Yeah. Liv could have been out of place too. We don't know, but yeah,
that was quite the obvious botch. So much that it even caused the crowd to react.
But I guess we can give the winner here, and
yeah,
I'm gonna have to tell you right here, right now. I got love for you, boy, but Top Dollar. You shouldn't have did that shit. Nope. We're not even finna applaud for that. We finna. Nope. That suicide dive deserves this.
You heard it. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
But the honorable mention is none other than the 2022 Royal Rumble event. That was. Oh my god!
Dumpster fire.
It was so boring.
Well, I'm telling
you. I don't care how I really don't care too much about booking these days. I'm like, it's your show. You book however hell you want to book. I don't care who books it. But the show itself, to be that boring, Brock versus Bobby was good, but it wasn't that good as their crown jewel match, because it was booked by a whole different crew. The men and the women's Royal Rumble match, nothing happened.
Underwhelming.
Outside of Sasha Banks hitting the split and breaking the internet for a few weeks.
True.
The men, Bad Bunny came in there. That's all I got. And Brock won.
And he was F5 by Brock Lesnar, which made a lot of Bad Bunny fans very mad at Brock if they like Brock. Like, if you liked both, you were more so mad at Brock than you were Bad Bunny. But hey, it is what it is.
But other than that, The entire outside. If you stop the match, if you stop the show after the Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins match, you didn't miss nothing. Nothing at all. It was just that bad, and it wasn't even bad. Like, oh, this is how I would have booked it. It was bad because it was just freaking boring.
Mm-hmm.
I was bored. I was bored out of my mind.
Like there was no way of entertainment whatsoever. And I don't get it. It started off hot, like you said. Started off hot with that match.
Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins brought back the Shield entrance, and then just did a. It wasn't even a slow decline. It just said, it just went down. I'm like, what?
Yep, all for nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen,
but Top Dollar wins this because my brother. I'm gonna need you to get more speed the next time when you do that because my God, I need them to run.
Do it.
I needed them to let that be like a running gag where he tries to do it and they'd be like, no.
Yeah,
And then and to the point where he just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and he does it perfectly.
I hope so. I don't know.
My brother, my God. And shout out to him too, because he played into the jokes. He played into the jokes. He said, like, he was like, yo, that was my bad. I fumbled. Because you got some people who try to play it off. He like, yep, I messed up. My leg gave out. I'm glad it wasn't too serious, but yeah. Because all I could do was like, no.
No.
I was wow. But yeah, that wins for that one.
Well, then if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, that is our main event of the evening as far as the end of the year awards, brought to you in part by Life's a Botch podcast and Gresh Unleashed pod. So Gresh, man, listen, phenomenal year, both ends. I'm proud of you, brother.
So many stuff that we couldn't even cover because we've watched so much wrestling this year.
So much. Yeah, so much, man. And I mean, we'll see what again, we got 2 great years coming up, Jordan and Kobe. So I mean, let's hope and pray that
no sickness, none of that stuff stops this. Let's just have a good year. Let's have a prosperous year.
Yeah, let's
financially, physically, mentally, relationships. Let's
do it all. You know what I'm saying?
Not overdo anything. Let us just be fruitful. No, I don't want no kids yet. No.
Well, multiplying sense of riches.
Yes, that's multiplying sense of riches. I'm like,
there you go. Like, just being able to be free content creators, getting all the riches,
getting gigs, get sponsorships.
Exactly.
Let's pray sponsorships on these podcasts.
Exactly.
If you believe in prayer, we're gonna pray for sponsorships. We're gonna pray for prosperity, financially, physically, mentally, because mental health matters. Like so much. Like, shout out to our Unleashed legends. We're gonna actually add to that next year, and after that, it's gonna be a whole hall. Let's be real. It's gonna be a whole hall of legends. So. So shout out to the wrestlers who put their body on the line year round, literally year round. Because shout out to people who celebrate 20 years, 15 years, 10 years in the game. And all we can do is wish y'all a successful 2023. 2023 is gonna go crazy for y'all because just keep your head up, keep your like I like what Roman Reigns said to Solo Sikoa in his interview. He said, "Stay out of trouble. Keep your head down, keep your ears open, and keep your mouth shut, and stay on the grind." That's it.
Agreed, man. Agreed.
And you know what? So if you ain't heard it, keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, stay out of trouble, keep your ears open so you can listen and just stick to it, and you'll be successful. Just stay with it.
And also, one final note before we let you guys go for the evening. I also put up a little something. I guess this was kind of like my little viewer's choice in a sense, but not quite. It was just a thought, something I put out there. And I'm probably going to do this every end of the year just to kind of get ideas from all the followers of the podcast. But I said, who is your ideal breakout wrestler, both independent and signed, going into next year? So shout out to Nasty Boy Leroy, you know what I'm saying, for mentioning a couple of talents, and he mentioned Kid Bandit Pro and the Trevor Outlaw as the 2 breakout talents for next year. So,
keep a lookout for them.
we're gonna see what happens for those two gentlemen going into next year. I'm definitely keeping my eyes and ears peeled on those two talents to see how great their 2023 prospers. So make sure, if you haven't already, head on over to the Life's a Botch podcast on Instagram. You still got time. Throw in your honorary mentions. Who do you think, both signed and unsigned, will be breakout talents for next year? It could be male or female, just the two wrestlers that come to your mind, both one signed and one independent, that will break out next year and make their case, have their come out party, if you will. So with that, man, listen, we thank y'all so much for supporting us, both individually and together as a unit when we come through and bring these collabs for y'all. Again, I want to apologize if I haven't been able to come as consistently as I wanted to for y'all. Again, it's been a lot. We got management that's going to take over for the music side of things, so it'll be a lot more thought out. I don't have to worry about planning these things. Management will take over that side, and I'll know how I can schedule my podcast around based off whatever gigs I have. On top of that, like I said, we're going to do our best to make sure next year is not only completely week to week consistent for y'all, but also that you have just a little bit of everything, man, because I like to be creative and I like to think it out. And sometimes it's on the fly thinking. So we're going to have to make sure it's all planned out, thought out, ready for next year for you guys. So just keep supporting, keep rocking with us. The freestyle is going to be on point for y'all next year. The episodes are going to be on point for y'all next year. And of course, the music. I mean, if y'all already follow the music too, y'all already know that's on point next year. We got new singles coming for y'all next year too as well. So with that, Gresh, is there anything else you want to plug in for them on your behalf of the Gresh Unleashed podcast that you didn't already plug on the
We
last?
plugged everything. Make sure you guys catch up on episodes, catch up on everything. www.greshamunleashed.com, or follow me at Josh Gresham ORG. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is Joshua Gresham ORG. I'm gonna be posting a lot more reels on that. Make sure you follow me on TikTok as well, because I'm gonna be posting a lot more content on there as well as make sure you guys follow your boy over at OTS Media, because shout out to them for being a home of Life's a Botch podcast and being just the home of a lot of different various podcasting games. And shout out to us too, because Freepedia is coming back in 2023. We started that last year, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring that in full force next year. It's not going to be weekly, bi-weekly. It's going to be annually. So basically, we're going to be working on more towards giving you guys more longer videos.
Mm-hmm.
That way, individually, we can work on the short based videos, but Freepedia is going to be the home for the longer based videos, the summaries and all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe to that on YouTube, as well as make sure you guys just continue to support us, because we try our best to just bring you guys content that we feel that we would like to see ourselves. So with that being said, one last little tidbit before we get up out of here. Make sure you become good at talking yourself into greatness. That's it. Yep.
Man, listen, manifestation is the best unification. So make sure you are doing whatever it is that you do to find your peace. If you are the prayer type, if you're the meditation type, if you are the rocks and stones type, whatever it is that you do, you like to do, whatever you find your personal inner peace in, do that so that you can truly be your best version of yourself going into next year and the year prior and the year after that, just going forward. Okay. We doing what we do is not easy. So if you're aspiring to do what we do, you can do it. Just be ready to work as hard as you can, as best as you can. We gave those nuggets earlier, but we just want to emphasize that to you again. We will be back. We are always back in full effect. We are always ready to work and grind with y'all. Shout out to everybody that has been on this Life's a Botch podcast show. Shout out to my boy Rick, you know what I'm saying, and the score games we got going on with WWE pay-per-views. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to my boy Benny Blanco. We're gonna get you on. Shout out to all the referees, like my boy Ant Rivera out there killing it for the independent referees, Ref Mike. All of you guys that I've either talked to about bringing on to the show and will be bringing on, Dirty Heels, Jobbeteers podcast, like everybody and anybody that's been on this show, regardless of his podcast, independent wrestler, media personality, my boy Adrian, like so many people, I just thank all of y'all for coming on the show this year, for the episodes we could drop for y'all this year, including my boy Gresh and Swella as well, for having me on their show as well with collabs. And so again, man, it's been a botch of a year, ladies and gentlemen, in a good way. And I thank y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. We throwing them. You know what it is. So as we do, I'm gonna do this one final time for this year, and of course, many more times next year. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how to, Bloodline throws those ones up. But right here on the Botch Podcast, Life's a Botch Podcast, what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? We throw up those two sweets. Get ready for it. A two sweets. Peace, ladies and gentlemen, and we are officially out for the day.